Romance of Sui and Tang Dynasties, Chapter 19.
Okay, so let's start where the source itself starts, which is kind of philosophical, actually. The novel sets this up as a cautionary tale, focusing on 4 big vices.
Yeah.
Wine, wealth, lust, and ambition, or maybe better term, anger or ki in this context.
Right, key.
Yeah.
And the novel argues that lust and ambition are especially dangerous.
Why those 2 specifically?
Well, the source suggests it's because they're easily disguised, you know? Lust gets passed off as romantic flair, maybe, and raw ambition can look like heroic spirit.
Ah, okay. So it's about how passion can be misinterpreted, even seen as a good thing.
Precisely. It's a warning against intense feelings, even feelings that seem justified on the surface.
And the source gives a quick example of this, doesn't it, with Qin Shu Bao?
Yeah, a subtle one. Qin Shu Bao kills the villain Yuan Huji out of this, heroic anger. Totally righteous act in the moment.
Oh.
But the novel immediately points to the cost. That one act of passion led to ruin for an innocent family, and it put Qin Shu Bao himself in constant danger.
Okay, I see. So acting on impulse, even noble impulse, leads to disaster.
That's the moral framework. And Yang Guang, well, he becomes the ultimate example of how these passions, especially when mixed, lead straight to the unthinkable.
So let's set the stage for Yang Guang. This wasn't exactly out of the blue, was it? He'd been scheming for years.
Oh, definitely. He was a master manipulator. He'd already managed to get his older brother, the original Crown Prince Yang, deposed.
And hadn't he also dealt with Li Yuan somehow? The future founder of the Tang Dynasty?
He'd neutralized him, yeah. Sidelined him for the time being. Yang Guang had cleared the path pretty effectively. But there was one big check on his ambition.
His mother, Empress Dugu.
Exactly. The source really paints her as this powerful moral force at court, and Yang Guang knew it. He'd spent years putting on this act, being modest, chaste, obedient.
All an act, just because he feared her.
According to the novel, yes. He knew she was sharp, politically astute, and wouldn't tolerate his true nature. He feared her judgment.
Okay, so then comes the crucial moment. Empress Dugu dies.
And the source is very clear. The moment she's gone, the brakes are off. Yang Guang just drops the facade instantly.
Wow, like shedding a skin.
Completely. He's ready to indulge his real desires. And interestingly, her death also frees up his father, the emperor.
Emperor Wen. How so?
Well, he's in his 60s now, and with Empress Dugu gone, he's suddenly free from her, let's say, oversight. He starts taking new consults.
Ah, like consorts Chen and Kai, who become important later.
The very same. But the source makes this almost medical point. This new indulgence, this pleasure, it leads to what it calls spirit depletion.
So the emperor basically wears himself out.
Pretty much. By the spring of 604 CE, Emperor Wen is seriously ill, physically weak.
And by July, he's confined to Renshu Palace, getting worse. This is where the key players start gathering.
Yes, the tension is building. You've got the emperor's loyal officials, people like Yang Su, who's maybe a bit ambiguous.
Okay.
But also the really staunch loyalists, Liu Shu, who's married to the emperor's daughter, and Yuan Yan, a close advisor. They're all staying nearby, outside the main imperial quarters.
But Yang Guang isn't just nearby.
No, he's practically next door. He's staying right beside the emperor's sleeping quarters, visiting all the time.
Like a vulture circling.
You could say that. He's watching, waiting for his opportunity.
And this is where Consort Chen becomes absolutely central to the plot. The source describes her quite vividly.
Oh, yeah. Skin like polished jade, graceful. A voice like a cooing oriole. Beautiful, enchanting.
But she's not just decoration. There's a political angle, too.
Definitely. The novel reminds us that Yang Guang had actually cultivated a relationship with her earlier. He'd sent her gifts to get her to put in a good word for him with the emperor back when he was trying to replace his brother as crown prince. He wanted her influence.
So there's a history there, a kind of political debt, almost.
A transactional relationship, yeah. But crucially, the source says they'd never actually been alone together.
Until this one moment.
Until this one fatal moment. This is where Yang Guang's ambition and his immediate physical desire just collide catastrophically.
So what happens? He's visiting his sick father.
Right. He goes into the palace, supposedly to check on the emperor, and he sees Consort Chen. She's walking completely alone, no maids, heading towards the changing room, the Gingyi Chu.
And his reaction is instant?
Instantaneous. The novel gives us his thought. The chance is here. He tells his own attendants to wait, and he just follows her right into that small private room.
Wow. Talk about impulsive. And incredibly risky, given the political climate.
Totally driven by immediate desire, ignoring everything else. He detains her there.
And Consort Chen. She must have been terrified.
Startled, definitely. She questions him, what are you doing? And his response, it's chilling.
What does he say?
First, he tries to charm her or maybe gaslight her. He laughs it off like, why so serious? Life's for pleasure. Forget these stuffy roles.
Trying to make her feel prudish for resisting.
Exactly. But then comes the steel fist inside the velvet glove, the threat.
Okay.
He gets serious, points out the obvious. Her protector, the emperor, is dying. And then he says something like, aren't you afraid that if you refuse me a favor today, it'll be too late to grant it tomorrow?
Whoa. That's basically saying, I'm going to be emperor soon, cross me now, and you'll pay later.
It's raw power politics disguised as seduction, incredibly menacing in that context. Your life, your family's lives could depend on this moment.
Does she give in?
No, she resists. The source implies there's a struggle. She only gets away because her attendants outside happen to call for her.
So she escapes, but not unscathed.
Right. She's frantic. And crucially, her appearance tells this story. Her clothes are torn, she's disheveled, panicked.
And that visual evidence.
Yeah.
That's the trigger for everything that follows.
That's the critical mistake that unravels everything. She rushes back towards the emperor's bedside. He's just woken up a bit, asked for medicine.
Okay.
And in her panic, she catches her gold hairpin on the bed curtain hook.
Oh, no.
It falls. And it lands in a metal basin nearby with this loud clang.
Waking the emperor up properly.
Startles him fully awake, yeah. He looks over at her, and he immediately sees it all, a flushed face, the heavy breathing, the messed up hair. The source uses this specific phrase, bin sung fa luan.
What does that mean exactly?
It's very descriptive. It means her hair isn't just untidy. It's like completely undone, frantic. A clear sign something violent or distressing just happened.
So he knows instantly.
He senses hidden secrets, as the novel puts it. He demands the truth, threatens her with death if she lies.
And she breaks.
She has to. She falls to her knees and confesses, just as the crown prince was disrespectful.
That's all it took.
That's all it took. The emperor explodes. Absolute rage. He's striking the bed and he cries out this howl of regret and fury. This beast. He's unfit for great affairs. Dugu misled me. Dugu misled me.
Wow. Blaming his dead wife in his last moments for picking the wrong son.
Realizing right at the end the terrible mistake he'd made in the succession.
And he tries to fix it. Immediately.
This is where it becomes a race. A desperate, last-minute counter-coup attempt by the dying emperor. He orders Lu Shu and Yuan Yan to be summoned.
His loyalists. The ones not allied with Yang Guang's faction.
Exactly. His son-in-law and his trusted official. Their mission? Draft an urgent edict right now.
To do what?
To recall the deposed former crown prince Yang Yang, bring him back, replace Yang Guang immediately. It's the only way to stop him.
But Yang Guang is listening.
He's right outside the door, basically. He hears who gets summoned, Lu and Yuan, but crucially not his ally Yang Su.
He knows.
He knows instantly that the edict being written is meant to destroy him. The game is up. His father knows what he did.
So the clock isn't just ticking, it's about to strike midnight.
It's down to minutes, yeah. He doesn't hesitate. He races off to find his own inner circle, Zhang Heng, Yuan Shu, and Yang Su.
His key advisors and military guys.
Right. Yang Su confirms that yes, the emperor is trying to recall Yang Yang. There's no time left for maneuvering.
And this is where Zhang Heng steps in with that piece of advice.
The most chilling line, maybe, in the whole sequence. Zhang Heng lays it out, cold and clear. There is only one urgent plan now. It's either the prince or the emperor.
No middle ground. One of them has to go.
It's survival now, not succession.
So how do they pull it off so quickly? The emperor's still alive. He's given an order.
The brilliance is in the speed and how they use the existing talus structure against itself. They have to stop that edict.
Okay, step one.
Neutralize the messengers. Yang Wang issues a fake decree in the emperor's name. Arrest Lu Shu and Yuan Yan immediately.
On what grounds?
Accuses them of plotting, being disloyal while the emperor is dying, throws them into the cells of the Grand Court of Revision.
So the emperor's loyal agents are instantly taken off the board. Can't deliver the message.
Exactly. Step 2. Control the environment. Guo Yan, one of Yang Guang's military commanders, brings in the Eastern Palace troops, Guang's personal soldiers.
And they replace the existing guards.
Every single one. They seal off the emperor's quarters completely, no information in or out. The palace is now under Yang Guang's military control.
Okay, messengers neutralized, palace secured. But there's still the problem of Yang Yang, The alternative heir.
The biggest threat. As long as Yang Yang is alive, the emperor's dying wish could potentially still be carried out if the truth gets out later.
So they have to.
Eliminate the alternative. Yang Su takes the most ruthless step. He dispatches his own brother, Yang Yu, to ride immediately to the capital, Chang'an.
With orders to.
Find and murder Yang Yang now, before anyone knows about the secret edict.
Wow. That's incredibly decisive preemptive assassination to secure the throne.
It cuts off the emperor's entire plan at the root. No matter what happens next in Renshi Palace, there will be no other successor.
So with all the pieces in place, they move on the emperor himself.
Zhang Heng takes the lead. He takes about 20 loyal attendants, marches into the emperor's chamber.
Under what pretext?
Claims the crown prince sent them to relieve the tired staff, let them rest. Purely routine sounding.
And consorts Chen and Kai are still there.
Yes, weeping by the bed. Zhang Heng orders them out immediately, tells them to step away so the emperor can rest quietly.
Removing the witnesses.
Forcing them out. Then Zhang Heng approaches the emperor, who's barely conscious now.
And the source. Does it describe the actual act?
It's deliberately ambiguous, very brief. Zhang Heng goes in, maybe an hour passes, then he just walks out and announces, almost casually, the emperor has passed away. He uses the formal term, bintian.
He's ascended.
Right. But then he adds a strict order. No weeping. No noise from anyone, staff or concubines, until the official mourning rites begin.
Control the narrative. Keep everything calm. Make it look like a natural death.
Smooth transition. No hint of violence or panic. Just efficient administration of an imperial death.
And Consort Chen, what does she think?
She understands immediately. She knows Yang Guang killed his father to save himself after she confessed. And she realizes she's probably next.
She fears for her own life.
Absolutely. The source says she even considers suicide, thinking, the emperor died because of me, I should die for him.
But she doesn't go through with it.
Her failure to die seals the narrative arc.
The crown prince, soon-to-be emperor, and his key guy Yang Su, they're waiting for news, anxious.
And then it comes, the message. The great deed is complete.
Done. The old emperor is dead, the path is clear. You'd think, okay, now secure the capital, stabilize everything.
But no, that's not where the prince's head is at. Not at all.
So let's unpack that. This is the moment the coup succeeds. Zhang Heng, his confidant, brings the news. Triumph. But then Zhang Heng adds this complication. He says the prince's beloved person, Lady Chen, well, she might perish too. Collateral damage, maybe.
And this just completely throws the prince, the political momentum, the huge task of taking over an empire. It just stops. His first thought isn't the state, it's her. The text is really clear on this. It becomes pure drama.
It's incredible. He basically abdicates responsibility right then and there. He's got these pre-written slips, right? The plan for the new government.
Yeah, the whole transition blueprint.
He just hands them over to Yang Su. Says something like, I've got other matters to attend to.
Leaving Yang Su to manage the entire imperial transition while he deals with this personal crisis. Astonishing.
And the other matter involves this gesture. He sends Lady Chen a small golden box, Hongjin Xiaowei.
Right, through a trusted eunuch. And it's sealed carefully with paper and his personal huaya.
That's his special signature mark, isn't it? Like his unique seal. Makes it very official, very personal.
Which, for Lady Chen, is terrifying. Remember, she was favored by the late emperor.
Ah, okay. So getting a sealed box from the new guy right after a coup, she assumes the worst.
Totally. She thinks it's poison, the dreaded judo. She's apparently distraught, thinking this is punishment for her past associations.
It really highlights how brutal these power shifts could be, doesn't it? Poison was, well, a tool of the trade.
For sure. But then the box is opened. And it's complicated. It's not poison.
What's inside?
Several multicolored true love knots, tongzin jizi, symbols of, eternal connection, shared hearts.
So relief. The court ladies around her are apparently overjoyed. They think she's been saved, even favored by the new ruler.
They do, but Lady Chen, the source says she remains yang bulo. Unhappy, moody, she's not celebrating.
Why not? Seems like good news, relatively speaking.
Well, this is where it gets interesting. She gets it, you see. This isn't just a reprieve, it's a demand. Accepting these knots means accepting a relationship with the man who likely just had her former patron killed. It's compromising, deeply.
Ah, so the shame of the palace, as she puts it. She knows accepting means entering into this morally dubious situation.
Exactly. She only takes them after a lot of persuading from the other ladies, who are probably terrified of the prince's reaction if she refuses. Her sigh, I know, is unavoidable. It kind of sets the moral tone for the whole reign, according to the source writers.
And it happens fast. That very night, the prince secretly goes to her chambers. Just a few attendants. Spends the night.
How the empire waits.
Priorities, right.
Okay, so while the prince is caught up in this romantic drama, what's Yang Su doing with those appointment slips?
Well, this is where the efficiency happens. Yang Su isn't distracted. He's a machine. He immediately starts locking down power. Ruthlessly.
This is the contrast, isn't it? The personal chaos versus the political machine.
Absolutely. Yang Su understands power. He goes straight for the key pressure points. No hesitation.
So what are the first moves? He needs to control the capital, right?
First thing, Yang Yu gets appointed Jingzhaoyin. That's the top administrator for the capital region. Think mayor, police chief, everything rolled into one. Control the streets, control information.
Makes sense. And movement in and out. Xiaoju, the empress's brother, is put in charge of the capital's 10 gates. Lock it down. Nobody in or out without approval. Stops counter coups. Controls the narrative.
Okay, civil control,
Yeah.
access control. What about the army? The guys who actually did the deed.
Crucial. Guo Yan and Yuan Shu are made left-leading guard generals. That gives them command over the main military forces in the capital and, importantly, the guards protecting the imperial entourage. Keeps the soldiers loyal.
And inside the palace itself.
Yuan Shiji, he was the Fuma, the imperial son-in-law. He gets control of all the palace gates, layer upon layer of security, all under loyalists.
But they also need legitimacy, right? They can't just look like thugs who took over. There's the old emperor's death to manage.
Exactly. The funeral becomes the cover story. It has to look proper, respectful. So specific people get specific jobs. Yuan Kai handles the coffin and the physical arrangements. He Chao manages the imperial tomb preparations.
And the rituals, the public face of mourning.
Pei Ju and Yu Shiji handle the formal funeral rites, the sangli, very important for appearances.
And the guy who started this part of the conversation, Zhang King.
He gets the grand finale, organizing the enthronement ceremony. Jujuizu, the whole public spectacle of the prince becoming emperor.
So Yang Su basically delegates every critical function, military, police, ritual ceremony, to a trusted ally. A flawless political consolidation, while the prince is otherwise occupied.
It's a masterclass in seizing power. But, as the sources suggest, all this political perfection papered over a fundamental instability in the new emperor himself.
Right. The machine worked, but the man at the center, maybe not so much. This brings us to the actual coronation, doesn't it?
After the mourning period, it's time. The prince puts on the formal robes, the mianfu, he walks towards the high throne, the yuezero, this is it, the peak moment.
And the source describes him as feeling a lot of things at once.
Yeah, it's vivid. Extreme happiness, it says, but also panic. And, crucially, guilt. Yu Kyuksen. Shame in his heart. The writers are definitely implying the patricide is weighing on him.
So he's walking up to the throne. And then
The ceremonial whip cracks 3 times below. Jingbian, Sanxiang, that's the signal for absolute silence and attention, the most solemn moment.
and he blows it.
Pretty much. He stumbles. The text says his feet just collapsed under him. He almost falls right there, about to ascend the throne.
It's nerves. Or something more.
Well, the source is pretty direct. It notes his feet collapse again immediately after the first stumble, and it explicitly states this is because heaven and spirits had taken offense.
Wow. So not just a clumsy moment, the writers see it as a divine rebuke. A physical manifestation of his illegitimate claim.
Exactly. It's public humiliation at the most sacred moment. And how is it fixed?
Yang Su again.
Yang Su again. The old general sees what's happening. He literally pushes aside the attendants, steps forward, and uses his own strength to physically lift or support the prince onto the throne.
He had to physically put the emperor onto the throne he just won for him.
Can you imagine? The symbolism is just staggering. The architect has to manually install the shaky figurehead.
And the source doubles down on this, right? There's a commentary immediately after.
Yes, a poetic couplet basically saying, forget human plotting. Heaven itself opposes the unrighteous ruler. Even if he lasts 10 years, he deserves curses from the gods and spirits. The judgment is harsh and immediate.
Okay, so he's on the throne, thanks to Yang Su. He seems to pull himself together then. What are his first official acts as emperor?
First, Project Renewal. He announces a new era name for the following year. Day.
Meaning?
Great work or grand enterprise. It's pure branding. Forget the messy beginning. My reign will be magnificent. A fresh start.
Standard playbook.
Yeah.
And rewarding the loyalists.
Absolutely critical. Generous rewards go out to all the officials and soldiers who helped the coup, the dragon followers. Yang Su, Yuan Shu, Zhang Heng get singled out for huge promotions and honors. Lock in that loyalty.
Makes sense. Keep the people who know the secrets happy.
Precisely. But
Yeah.
maybe the most telling decree is the attempt to sanitize the past, specifically the issue of his brother, the former Crown Prince Yang, whom he had murdered.
Right, the fratricide aspect. How does he handle that?
He issues a decree posthumously naming Yang the King of Fangling.
Fangling, why that title?
Fangling was a remote, unimportant area. So by giving him this minor, faraway title, the new emperor does two things. Acknowledges his brother's death, kind of, but also subtly frames him as someone destined for the fringes, never a real contender. It rewrites history to justify the murder.
A posthumous demotion, essentially. Clever in a grim way.
Very. But the source writers aren't fooled. Their final take on this whole episode is severe.
What do they predict?
They state point blank that by committing regicide and fratricide Shifu Shaxi Sheng, the emperor lost his fundamental legitimacy. His root was already lost, is the phrase used.
So doomed from the start.
They argue that if he continues down the path of being licentious and cruel, Hongyan Wu Dao, which the Lady Chen incident certainly hinted at, then ruin is inevitable. Broken country, ruined family, Poguo Wangji.